Hello, Communication 160 students. The process and problems of social research, and that is today's topic for chapter 2. A social research question is a question about social world that you seek to answer through collection and analysis of first-hand and empirical data. Here are some ideas for social research questions. To what extent does internet shape human relationship? To what extent does social media shape academic performance? To what extent does self-esteem affect job hunting experience? These are just examples for doing social research questions. In order to develop a social research question soundly, we need to have 3 steps to develop these questions. So number 1, identifying social research question. Social research questions may emerge from our own experience, from our personal troubles. So our experiences shape the way we develop our research question. The research literature is often the best source for research questions. That's why I often ask our students to go to the library to check the literature to see what kind of things interest them in communication journals. Second, refining social research questions. It is even more challenging to focus on a problem of manageable size than it is to come up with an interesting question for research. We are often interested in much more than we can reasonably investigate with a limited time and resources. So that means we constantly have to narrow down our research questions. Number 3 is evaluating social research questions. We have 3 criteria to use to measure our research question. So number 1 is a feasibility, meaning that does our question fit into our time frame and also fit our resources available. So that we call feasibility. Secondly is social research, social importance. Does it have any social importance? For example, if we want to study how many commas in a book, probably it does not have that much social importance. But if we want to study to what extent the social media shape our relationship, I think that will have much more social importance. That refers to how much it affects us as a human, as a society. Third one is the scientific relevance. So we are guided by theory, and we are generating new theories. So this is we call scientific relevance. So we are developing a body of knowledge. Let me emphasize the 3 criteria to evaluate social research questions. So number 1, feasibility. Number 2, social importance. Number 3, scientific relevance. Conducting a thorough search of research literature and then reviewing critically what you have found is essential to any research topic. So what are the key steps in searching literature? Number 1, specify your research question. You need to make sure that you can define your question clearly. Number 2, identify appropriate databases to your research. So one of the good things nowadays is go to our library. We have this good journal article database. Use that to search our research question. Number 3, create a tentative list of search terms. Here we refer to the key terms. For example, social media, relationship, and self-esteem, and so on and so forth. After we start searching, we need to narrow our research, narrow our search to the degree that we can manage. Sometimes the research topic can cover thousands and thousands of articles. That's too many. So if we can manage like 20 some articles, I think we can get into a pretty manageable size. Use appropriate subject descriptors, meaning that can we have a key subject kind of titles, or for example, the relationship between self-esteem and job hunting experience. So that subject can be very appropriate for us to study. Next one is check the results. Finally, locate the articles. So these are the 7 steps in doing searching the literature. The goal of the literature review is to integrate the results of your separate articles review and develop assessment of the implication of the prior research. The integrated literature review, here I emphasize integrated, it means that it's not single article review. Is you try to merge all these articles finding together to integrate concepts into one. So in order to do that, we need to accomplish 3 goals. Number 1, we need to summarize prior research. By summarizing, so we can try to get some top key concepts together. Number 2, critiquing prior research. By doing that, we can figure out what is the gap in the literature, and then we can fill in the gap. Finally, present pertinent conclusions. And that conclusion is indicate that we need to do our own study and we need to fill in the gap. Now let's change gear to talk about some critical concepts like theory. What is a theory? Theory is a logically interrelated set of propositions that help us make sense of many interrelated phenomena and predict behavior or attitudes that are likely to occur when certain conditions are met. And here, theory helps us predict and help us explain social phenomena. So these predict and explain are 2 major functions of theory. Why do we need theory in doing research? Because theory can guide us to develop research questions, and theory can guide us to frame our research question, and that's why we need theory to guide us. Here are some examples for social important theories. Cultivation theory. Cultivation theory by George Gubner, and it says that heavy TV viewers are more likely to develop a view of real world based on television world than light viewers. Social learning theory was developed by Albert Bandura, and he said that people are learning from others through observation and modeling. Social exchange theory and is about people's behavior is regulated through a reward and punishment system. If we do well, we get reward, we can keep doing well, and that's how we exchange with other people. If we get punished, we will not do that thing again. That's how it works. This is called the wheel of science. So let me explain a little bit. I know it's kind of very messy here. And here we have the wheel. So the wheel is in the center here. So we have a theory on the top. After we have a theory, we can develop our hypothesis. And based on the hypothesis, we can develop a way to collect data to test the hypothesis. So that's what we call observation. This half circle is called deductive reasoning. So deductive reasoning starts from theory to observation. Deductive reasoning also parallel to quantitative research methods. The other half is called inductive reasoning and start from observation. Then look for a pattern we call empirical generalization, and then finally go into theory again. That's what we call inductive reasoning. The qualitative research fall under that inductive reasoning.